We're learning, collaborating, and empowering. And we're doing it for the future of the planet, the future of the people, and the future and empowering. And we're doing it for the inspiring of the world of change, the future of the people, and the future and empowering. And we're doing it for the inspiring of the world of change, the future of the people, and the future and empowering. And we're doing it for the inspiring of the world of change, the future of the people, and the future and empowering. And we're doing it for the inspiring of the world of change, the future of the people, and the future and empowering. And we're doing it for the inspiring of the world of change, the future of the people, and the future and empowering. And we're doing it for the inspiring of the world of change, the future of the people, and the future and empowering. And we're doing it for the inspiring of the world of change, the future of the people, and the future and empowering. And we're doing it for the inspiring of the world of change, the future of the people, and the future and empowering. And we're doing it for the inspiring of the world of change, the future of the people, and the future and empowering. And we're doing it for the inspiring of the world of change, the future of the people, and the future and empowering. And we're doing it for the inspiring of the world of change, the future of the people, and the future and empowering. And we're doing it for the inspiring of the world of change, the future of the people, and the future and empowering. And we're doing it for the inspiring of the world of change, the future of the people, and the future and empowering. And we're doing it for the inspiring of the world
What makes a better world? A better world is a world where all human beings can thrive. A more tolerant, caring, harmonious world. A world where every action counts. Where women and girls can share their vision and achieve their dreams. A world where they can thrive. Because when women thrive, humanity thrives. The Women's Pavilion by Expo 2020 in collaboration with Cartier. Because when women thrive, humanity thrives.
Welcome to today's Expo 2020 Dubai highlights. We start today with the National Day of Seychelles. Then, welcome to today's Expo 2020 Dubai highlights. Look at how the start today is affecting National Day of Seychelles. Welcome to today's Expo 2020 Dubai highlights. We start today with the National Day of Seychelles. Welcome to today's Expo around the globe. Island nation Seychelles celebrate their National Day at Al Wasl Plaza.
In Seychelles, we have been greatly inspired by the theme of Expo 2020 to create a pavilion that we believe is reflective not only of our small nation's impressive conservation credentials, but also of the way we hope to ensure sustainability of our vision of the future for generations to come. This expo is the absolute epitome of this new global interconnectivity where over 190 countries have assembled to showcase their national brand and also the spirit of entrepreneurship, innovation, and collaboration that together we allow us to address the present and future needs of our volatile planet.
Seychelles
Beneficia
has been,
year for
it's
industry
one of the great priorities
in the art
in the European
of
Union,
including
including implementing
human
economy, social, and protecting areas such as
year for industry in the art human
here at Expo 2020 Dubai, we expect that by the time they leave our small pavilion, that the visitors are touched by the effort that the Seychellois people of not over even 100,000 people are doing to preserve their small island states. So for us, by the time the people finish their experience, they must say, wow, not only the Seychelles is a lovely group of islands whereby I must go for a holiday, but can I now lend my effort to the preservation, conservation, and the effort they're trying to do for the world in preserving a small corner of paradise. These are the things we want the world and want the world to understand. So we call upon the world, especially here at Expo 2020 Dubai. Understand us, not only as an island state whereby you can come as a tourist. Yes, we encourage you to do that. But look at the diversity that we have, the investments that we share, that we want you to help us with the protecting the island states of the Seychelles.
Can we be more sustainable with our eating habits? Celebrity chef Matthew Kenny has the answer.
I'm Matthew. Concepts here at Terra, and we're very excited about them. On the ground floor where we are now is Vegged, and it's a variation on our concept in Costa Mesa, California, which is a drive-through between a McDonald's and a Taco Bell. And so non-processed. So that's here on the ground floor. On the second floor we have Exist, and that's a Mediterranean concept. Falafel, cold meze, hot meze, and then on the top floor is Mudra, which is a globally inspired restaurant with everything from maki rolls to barbecue to pizza. The reason I got into plant-based, it's about great food. The side benefit is that it is more sustainable. It's less expensive if it's done properly. It's more nutritious, provides a lot of fuel for longevity and health and recovery. There's a lower carbon footprint. I mean, the benefits are endless, and it feels, it's nice to be able to prepare food that actually provides all these residual benefits. That's the most exciting part of what we do, having access to working in Brazil or Colombia, Australia, Saudi Arabia, and the Maldives. So, I've learned so much about eating habits and styles, but we also get influences. I'll see one little thing in a sauce, or how to use properly kaffir lime leaf. And that all finds its way into our cuisine. Might just be a tiny seed of inspiration that ends up being a whole concept. I don't think I could ever be happy without doing it globally again, because it's so inspirational.
Let's hear Wilfred's strong message about how climate change is affecting his country, Zimbabwe.
Climate change is real. We've had colder winters, we've had droughts. In 2010, we experienced Cyclone El Nino. As a landlocked country, we didn't expect such a cyclone to hit the country. And 10 years later, in 2019, during our rainfall season, Cyclone Idai hit Zimbabwe. and it was a devastating cyclone. A lot of infrastructure and a lot of lives were lost. I can show you more things about Zimbabwe. I met a guy who had lost his wife and children. He was in another part of the village when the cyclone hit, so he survived. But his wife and children were all swept away. It hit Zimbabwe, Mozambique, and a bit of Zambia. And had these things been put in place and enough warning, enough precautions had been taken place, the devastation would have been less. Climate is really affecting us, even as a landlocked country. Zimbabwe at one time was the breadbasket of Africa. We were producing enough to feed the whole continent. But because of the droughts that we've experienced, because of the climate change, now in terms of harvest, it has gone down. Zimbabwe is a land of opportunities. We can invest in Zimbabwe. We are talking about medical tourism as well. We have areas where you can go and visit, and the climate is so conducive for those who are feeling ill and sick. The climate itself can just heal you. We have one of the 7 wonders of the natural world, which is the Great Victoria Falls. We have Zimbabweans who are running majority of these internet and telephone companies globally. We have business people who are running businesses globally. We have sports personalities who are playing in the most prestigious leagues globally as well. So it's a land of great talent. A people who are welcoming, who are warm, who have a great smile. People are not even taking care of the climate. It means the future generations are going to suffer. So we need to focus and change the way we do things. Globally, yes, we can do more. More care for the environment, more care for the climate, the cutting down of trees, the preservation of forests, the use of renewable energy. All those can assist in the preservation of the climate. And on that note, we can have a better future and a brighter future for everyone globally.
Now, over to Cartier and the partnership with the Women's Pavilion at Expo 2020 Dubai to draw attention to women empowerment.
When women thrive, all of society thrives. All of humanity thrives. By the vision of our founding fathers and our founding mothers, we are a people raised in all their images, and it is in their spirit of openness and optimism that we welcome you here to the UAE, to Dubai, and to the Women's Pavilion.
Being a young nation of only 50 years, we have come a long way, starting with only 5 female graduates in 1971. Today, the number of female graduates from universities is more than 77%. We have shining stars who have proved that what was once impossible is possible.
Everyone hates being a teenager. But can you imagine being a teenager in a world like this? Displaced, dispossessed, disenchanted, my sense of self put on the line in the most vulnerable way, at the cruelest age. The uncle says, unprompted, as one does, if you grow up to marry someone outside of the tribe, your children will not belong to us. They will belong to someone else. Your brothers can, but you, never. The finality of the word never. Why? I manage. As I feel the fire of protest die in my belly as he answers, because you're a girl.
I'm also here to testify as a man that gender equality can only be reached if men actively contribute, and that each and every man should feel responsible for it. I'm a true feminist, but not as a battle between men and women. Feminism as a humanism and feminism as universalism, because it's a cause for all of us. There is nothing to lose, but only to win.
Let's head to the streets of Sao Paulo, set up right here in your own backyard.
My name is Rafael Nascimento and I'm the director of the Brazil Pavilion. The beautiful thing about our pavilion is that we are changing every 7 to 10 days. So visitors will always have something new to see here at our pavilion. So this week, we have the presence of the state of São Paulo, which is the richest state in Brazil, and they have brought different attractions to charm visitors and to encourage them to visit our pavilion. So we will have several dance performances, music performances, and also a freestyle soccer show. Of course, soccer is one of the national passions of Brazil, and you know why we are this good, and you have a chance to check it out seeing these presentations. So Apex Brazil is our national trade promotion organization, and Apex Brazil is in charge of bringing Brazil to expos. But this is a national effort. So Apex, during the 4 years that we have been preparing to be present at Expo 2020 Dubai, we have been trying to attract partners, different partners that help us showcase the best of Brazil. And during this week, we have the state of São Paulo, and they have brought the best of São Paulo to our pavilion. So the production company that has been putting up this show is the same company that was in charge of the opening of the Olympic Games in Rio de Janeiro. So they have truly made an effort to bring the best of what we can show here in Expo Dubai. It's truly amazing, the show that they are doing.
Hey, what's up guys? So we are here. We came all this way from Brazil to represent Brazil here in Expo Dubai. We are so happy to be here showing a little bit of our sport. We are sure that some people come here and see our sport for the first time. I think that they know about football. They know, everybody knows football comes, from Brazil, but people actually doesn't know about our sport. So we are so glad to be here showing a little bit of our culture and a little bit of our sport.
We are very happy with the numbers of visitors we are getting. The other day we broke 20,000 visitors in one single day and 200,000 visitors 2 days ago. So we are very happy with these numbers, and I encourage the visitors and the viewers to come to our pavilion and see something new every week. We are going to have a big celebration of our 200 years of independence next year in February. And we are bringing something very interesting for visitors to see.
Bem-vindos à Expo 2020 Dubai.
And we wrap up with music from around the globe. That's it for today. Make sure and tune in tomorrow for more Expo 2020 Dubai highlights.
Well, good morning to one and all, and welcome to the show that puts the extra in the Expo 2020 extravaganza.
We are here to bring you more and more of everything you love about the greatest show in the world.
This is Studio Expo.
Live from Expo 2020 Dubai.
Well, here we all are yet again. We're nearly a month in, and it's safe to say that the Expo 2020 thrill is likely to continue over the next 5 months. This weekend, you can celebrate the Festival of Lights at the Indian Pavilion and hang out with the Harlem Globetrotters down at the sports, fitness and well-being area. And make sure you let us know how they go by using the hashtag Studio Expo.
And speaking of health and fitness, don't forget that Dubai's annual 30-day fitness month begins today with a jam-packed program of activities at Expo 2020. You can train with the Expo Running Club, take part in the world's family run on Saturday mornings, or join the daily bicycle tours available with both English and Arabic commentaries.
I think we're going to do our 30 by 30 just by walking into the studio every single day, isn't it?
Yeah, I've been doing it since the start of October, so my 30 by 30 started quite early, and so did yours. Yours is probably a lot more, isn't it? Because you're here, pretty much live here.
I'm working my way around the venue. I don't think there's an area that... Actually, no, that's completely wrong, because one of the things I love about this place is, you're right, you know, I'm down here at least, 3-4 days a week anyway, doing various bits and pieces. But there's always something that surprises you. There's always something you don't know around the corner, and I love that element to it. There's always an element that surprises you every single day. And one thing I noticed the other day I was down here, everyone looks up. And I know that sounds really strange, but we get so used to everyone being addicted to their screens at the moment, walking around on their phones, walking into lampposts left, right and centre. If you look here, everyone's just bewildered and looking up. It's amazing.
And doing a lot of annoying TikTok videos. That's another thing you need to put up with.
You are on top of what's going on this weekend. What's your pick of the day?
At the top of the show, we mentioned about Diwali. It is the big one. I mean, the South Asian community is huge here in the UAE. Diwali, the Festival of Lights, hugely popular among the Hindu community. And there's going to be a lot of celebrations taking place at the Indian Pavilion to really bring out the message of unity and diversity. So from each part of India, each state will have its own cultural performance. Have you participated in Diwali?
I have, yeah. I've been here for many years.
Yes.
I've been lucky enough to be invited to a couple of celebrations. I very much enjoy it. And it is a weekend of festivals as well, isn't it? Because we've got Halloween also ongoing as well this weekend.
Absolutely. Although, word of caution, not to sound like the Grinch that stole Diwali, you want to be really careful with the firecrackers during Diwali. Yeah.
Yes.
I lost a little bit of skin from a few years ago, so be careful with your firecrackers, or don't use them at all. Yeah. It's okay. I have the scars to prove it, but mine was a faulty one.
Cover it with rings, Ash. You know,
yes, that's what I've done. Yeah, look at these, to cover all my Diwali scars.
Big Halloween celebrations on Sunday evening here, but they are building up to it throughout the day. You've got a Halloween workshop with bread ahead. You've got a very floozy Halloween today as well down at Floozy next door. In fact, we've got plenty going on. Also, Iris, Halloween at Iris for the Forbidden Forest. There is loads going on. So I wonder whether people are actually going to get dressed up or not.
Have you got your costume ready, Tom?
I'm not one for costumes, no me. Look, let's not forget to say a big hello to someone out there who will certainly be getting all his steps in today. If he hasn't already, it is our roving reporter, Faris Al-Rakad, who joins us live, I understand, from Sustainability Gate. There it is in all its glory, both Faris and the gate behind he. Faris, fair to say that that is one of the most photographed spots on the expo site?
Oh, absolutely, Tom. Good morning, by the way, Tom and Ash. I park near the Sustainability Gate, and the amount of people trying to take pictures in front of the thing adds an extra 5 minutes to my commute over to the office. But it is a very photographable gate, and this is actually the earliest I've been to Expo 2020. I didn't realize that thing shuts. I thought it was just there for show. It was closed when I came this morning, which absolutely shocked me, which goes back to what you were saying about learning something new every day here at Expo 2020.
Now, Faris, it just gets busier and busier here at Expo 2020, particularly the weekends. What are some of the things we can look forward to today?
Well, what I like about being here so early, which is the earliest I've been, as I mentioned, is it's a lot calmer when you come at this sort of time. There doesn't seem to be as much hustle and bustle. People are just really enjoying themselves, really relaxing. The weather is actually cool. I wouldn't even say cooler, it's actually cool around this time of year. And I think people might really appreciate Wellness Mornings from India, which is a meditation seminar, which will really get you in the right mindset for the rest of your day. Other things we can look forward to, something I'm really looking forward to, is the Sustainability Pavilion is going to have multiple shows of strand beasts, which are fantastic pieces of technology which will be showcased here at Expo 2020. And what they are, they're a design made by artist Theo Jensen. He's designed these machines that are made up of multiple little parts of Dutch tubing, and they move across the sand and across the pavement as if like insects, little millipedes with these many legs. And what's cool about this, artwork is that it's powered by the wind. So right now, I would say it's definitely a work of art, but in the future, there is talk of it being a viable mode of transportation using wind energy in order to move people across rough terrain, which I think is perfect for the Sustainability Pavilion. And of course, the weekend is when the Expo 2020 mascots really, really come into full force, welcoming guests who are coming to the exhibitions here.
Faris, in terms of the gate itself behind you, it is truly, truly extraordinary in its scale and scope as well. One of 3 gates down here as well. You mentioned that it closes every single night. I've also had the opportunity to come here very early in the morning, and they clean it every night as well. Can you imagine? Looks like we've lost our link with Faris there, but we will reconnect with Faris a little later on in the show as he brings us all the latest from the Expo site. Thanks, Faris.
Thank you, Faris. Now, Expo 2020 is ensuring that we connect minds and create the future, which means that there's no shortage of sensational shows, spectacular performances, and inspiring events that have people talking the world over.
We are the talk of the town, as they say. Let's take a look at some of the most recent highlights that show you exactly what we mean.
Absolutely remarkable. I mean, did you hear that nearly 1.5 million visitors have visited the Expo site in just the last month, and quarter of which are just children? It's insane, and over 60 live events every single day. This place is buzzing. Just 5 more months to go. Do not waste any time. Make sure you come on down. Now, over the weekend, A.R. Rahman and his all-female Firdaus Orchestra graced the Expo 2020 stage for a concert that was out of this world.
Yeah, it was, again, the talk of the town. Twice I've said that this morning. The audience was treated to a one-of-a-kind performance that spanned musical genres from Swan Lake to 2001, A Space Odyssey.
And this is just the first of 6 concerts here at Expo that will feature an eclectic range of musical talent. If you didn't get the chance to check out the Firdaus Orchestra, don't worry, we have some highlights just for you.
Absolutely stunning. Can we just put that on for an hour and a half?
Yeah, I know, right? It's so relaxing to listen to.
Question for you, Ash, because A.R. Rahman, I mean, I've had the opportunity to meet the man in the past, my time here. Internationally, obviously, it's a name that is well known, but how big a deal is he in India and across Asia?
My goodness, I mean, A.R. Rahman became known to the world after the movie Slumdog Millionaire, but you know, as an Indian, my first ever concert that I attended sometime in the 90s as a child was an A.R. Rahman concert, and it was a packed stadium, and his music is just magical. This man is a true legend. He has sold over 150 million records worldwide, won 2 Oscars, Time Magazine's 100 most influential people in the world, and he is just an overall rock star and so humble as well. I mean, you've worked with him, so you would know a little bit about how sweet he is.
He's a
Very
really
charming.
humble man, you're right,
Yes.
exactly that. Now, after the break, and in fact, he was here, wasn't he?
I know, I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous of Lee and Katie.
Why are we sitting in the chairs
why
that he
why wasn't
sat
he
in?
here today? Why isn't he not here today?
We can't bring you A.R. Rahman, but we can bring you Laura. After the break, more from Laura from What's On, who's back in the studio with us, so do please stay with us.
From farmers' fields to city streets, oceans and seas to starry skies, our world is changing. And so are we. We are researching, discovering, and innovating. We are learning, collaborating, and empowering. And we are doing it for the future of the planet, the future of the people, and the future of what's possible. We are inspiring a world of change.
Welcome back to the show, to all our viewers, and of course to Laura Coughlin, Head of Content at What's On. So Laura, are you involved in the Dubai Fitness Challenge or not?
Well, I feel like I should be involved in the Fitness Challenge after all the eating that I've done at the start of Expo. So I'm going strong, 30 days, as you just said, walking around Expo site, pretty much going to hit it anyway, but going to add to that. And I've started working out at the wellness pavilion, the fitness hub, right by the Australian pavilion. They've got a lot of netball courts, and there's pitches there. There's a free gym that anyone can take, anyone can go in and do.
Really?
So it's all there. Brilliant equipment, techno gym equipment, all there, free to use for anybody who's here at Expo.
That's amazing.
Showers as well. Showers.
Showers.
Everything is there. Everything's ready for you. So I've been sort of doing that this week. Free classes, championing the boutique studios that are here in Dubai. They are hosting a few, sort of classes for free. I went and took part in a spinning class with Crank yesterday. That was good fun. I'm not very good at spinning, but definitely inspired by the soundtrack, which was to Celine Dion. So I was rocking that as hard as I could. Good fun.
Fitness and well-being, as you can see. I mean, this is a site.
That's not me.
This is a site that just offers so many different opportunities, doesn't it? And we've already seen some big names of sport turning up, and none more so than the Harlem Globetrotters are turning up a little later on this weekend.
That's it. Yes, they are around. I saw them practicing, almost smashing the basketball net. So hopefully they've got some spares, I think, because they're going to be performing some amazing tricks yesterday and again today. So it's good fun.
But just as that was showing there, you can go for a run because it's 4.8 kilometres square or something like that.
About the size of 600 football fields only. So
casual.
Equally, if you're looking for your zen, etc., there's loads of places that you can sort of zone out with yoga, Pilates, and otherwise.
Yeah, there's just so much going on. We also have to look forward to, Dubai Fitness Challenge is going to be hosting an expo run here later on this month. So really exciting stuff to come.
And it's amazing that it's free as well, and here I'm paying for my gym membership.
No,
it makes no sense.
absolutely.
I come here, I should just bring my gym bag over here.
That's it. Do this, and then head off to work out in the gym. It's good fun.
Now, from fitness to my favorite topic, which is food.
Yes.
I believe you were at the opening soiree of the Jubilee Gastronomy.
Yes, I was, and I believe I saw a few of the Studio Expo team having some fun there too.
I was the one in the corner eating all the oysters.
That's why I couldn't get any. No, it's brilliant, and as the weather sort of cooled, we're noticing that a lot of the restaurants who were sort of soft opening, inviting people, they're really kind of going out with a bang now, opening up their terraces, inviting people to come and check out their restaurants. And Jubilee Gastronomy was one of those. A big opening party, great views right in the centre here, overlooking the Al Wasl Plaza, and lots of food, drink. We were enjoying oysters, weren't we? So it was just, this is getting really exciting now, and things to look forward to. A lot of the terraces are all open now, so really good fun.
Talking of terraces, talking of the Jubilee experience, probably one of the best places here on site to get a view of the skies. And the reason I say that is because aerobatic pilots are super fit, and flying those planes with all the loops, the rolls, the spins and more is of course very hard work. Now, earlier this month, the UK's famed Red Arrows dazzled Expo 2020 with their truly amazing show.
Yes, and when it was time for the UAE to take to the skies, they may have raised the bar from aerial performances. Take a look at the UAE Pavilion's air show and see if you agree. Absolutely spectacular designs, and it's nice to see the colors of the UAE flag on the skies as well. The choreography is absolutely impeccable, really, really impressive. That was the UAE Air Show. Now back down to earth, and the Jubilee stage right here at Expo 2020 is where you want to be if you're looking for a night filled with fun, fantastic performances that will leave you wanting more.
Yeah, that's right. And Expo's Power Trio has been on stage and rocking out, playing audience favourites by Oasis, The Police, Bryan Adams and many more. Don't believe me? Listen to this.
Protection, he got oral scum, but he got this thing called love. I just can't handle it, this thing called love. I must be trying to read, I ain't ready. Here's a little thing called love. Play that funky music right. Play that funky music right, boy, alright. Ain't gonna boogie. Play that funky music till you die. Ain't no use in complaining when you got a job to do. Spend my evenings down out to driving. And that's when I met you, yeah. Standing at your mama's porch. You told me that you'd wait forever. Oh, the way you held my hand. Know that it was now or never. Those were the best days of my life.
That Bryan Adams song gets me every time. You know, one of the few songs that I know pretty much most of the lyrics.
I
Did
think
you
it
like
was-
that one, Laura?
Oh yeah, a bit of Bryan Adams, Everything I Do, Summer of '69, and you've got me.
I've got your karaoke card marked there, yeah?
Yeah, exactly.
Of course, musical performances aren't limited to any particular culture or time period. In fact, even today you'll find musicians who have mastered ancient instruments that still enchant audiences today.
Indeed, and the oud may be one of the very best examples of that. This guitar-like instrument is believed to have originated over 3,000 years ago, and yet is still quite popular, especially here in the Middle East.
And it's finding new admirers as musicians like the Hosni Band blend its unique sound with Western instruments and melodies to create an original and thoroughly modern performance. Let's hear how the Hosni Band balances the musical past with the present.
You're loving that. Just yet another example of the connection there, I suppose, the old and the new coming together. Connecting minds, it's one of the tenets, is it, of the show as a whole, and we're seeing it day on a day at all the different venues around here.
No, this is so exciting, and Hosni, we have to celebrate. He's just been given his golden visa in recognition to the kind of the work that he's done here in music for the UAE. And if you liked a little bit of that, word on the street is that he's going to be back with a new band called Noon, his other band that he plays with. They're going to be playing here November 11th, which again sort of brings a little bit of that sort of Arabic influence with the Western sort of pop and rock. So that's going to be a really cool fusion.
Speaking of Arab influences, I think one of the biggest names to look out for is a certain Mr. Amr Diab.
Oh yes, you are so right, and he is coming this week. There's lots of exciting things to look forward to now with this week. I feel like the weather's getting cooler, but the shows are getting hotter here at Expo. So on October 30th, Amr Diab, Egyptian superstar. He's going to be here to celebrate Egypt Day. So he's going to be performing tomorrow night. But it is a limited spaces, so it's free to attend, but it's going to be on a first come, first serve basis. So hopefully, you've got to get down there early to be able to catch him.
With a lot of these concerts, though, it's worth remembering that with a lot of the big names, they're conscious of numbers, and obviously we are ongoing, we're fighting the pandemic. So what they are doing is relaying a lot of the images to the other stages as well. And of course, you can also join virtually for a lot of them. I know that's something they're looking at doing for the Nancy Ajram event next month.
Yeah, I would assume, or else we're going to get too many swarms of people here. Expo's not going to be able to handle it. So yes, you're right, exactly. So if you don't get to see it sort of firsthand, there'll be screens across the whole of Expo, and then of course, as you said, virtually as well.
Indeed.
And also, let's not forget, it's Halloween. I don't know about you guys, but there's decorations up in my house. I'm scared to walk around because there's a ghost hanging somewhere, spiders, cobwebs. cobwebs. I mean, it's insane in my house.
I know, I'm not sure. I feel like everybody is really, truly celebrating Halloween this year. And like you said, none more so than at Expo. There's a lot of events happening around town, whether it's different restaurants sort of hosting themed nights. But one of the biggest events that is happening on the 31st of October is It's a Musical Halloween. So as you can imagine, we're going to have a huge sort of Fright Night soundtrack to all of the best musicals that we know and love. So expect Phantom of the Opera, expect Thriller, A Little Shop of Horrors, Beetlejuice, all of these sort of musical productions and performances all sort of staged at the Dubai Millennium Amphitheatre. 2 showings, I believe, 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. On Halloween night.
But choreographed, produced and directed by 2 absolute legends of the industry who've worked on Broadway, have worked in the West End, have worked with some of the biggest movies in Hollywood as well. The fact that they've customised and done something bespoke for Expo 2020 for Halloween.
Absolutely.
They're spoiling us.
I know they are spoiling us. We're so lucky to have it, which is why we should, come and support it and get a little bit freaked out at Expo.
Now, at Expo 2020, it seems clear that music can unite cultures from around the world. As countries have been sharing their musical traditions here, there are those who are creating unique harmonies that bring together sounds in a brand new way.
That's right, Tom. We are taking a look at a Dubai-based band that is mixing bossa nova, straight-ahead jazz, Arabic influences and more to produce original songs and extraordinary performances. So let's check out their performance at Expo 2020.
Bless you. Yeah. Brilliant thoughtism there.
Yeah, I know. Some wonderful performances. And Laura, lastly, one that we're all looking forward to is the River Dance, which is taking place, I believe, the first week of November. Do you want to tell us about that?
Yeah, you're right. So this is a very special sort of collaboration. Expo 2020 partnering with the Island Pavilion to bring us River Dance. This was big news when they announced this a couple of weeks ago. We're very excited to have them. November 4th to November 27th. Not only are we going to be seeing amazing performances at different stages around the Expo site, but there are going to be 52 masterclasses where we get to learn how to river dance. I mean, it looks very, very difficult, and I'm not sure I could go on my tippy toes like that, but we certainly will give it a go. So this is very exciting. Lots of different pop-up performances around the Expo site, so that we get to sort of cheer them on and give it a go ourselves, which is quite daunting.
My goodness, did you see the ankles on those people? Do they even have ankles? What was that?
That is fast feet. Laura, good on you. Thanks so much indeed.
Thank you so much for coming on the show. Can you quickly remind us about your Instagram so we could stalk you a little bit?
Sure. I'll give you what's on. So it's what'son.ae. You can read all of our stories online there about Expo and of course the rest of the city. And it's What's On Dubai, which is our Instagram account.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us, Laura.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Laura. Now, after the break, we'll hear from our very own Ashna Takhtani and a performance by Sarah Darwish. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the show. Now, everyone, if you're looking for some plant-based delicacies, Expo 2020 will have you well and truly covered. And there certainly are a lot of options right here on site. So, if you haven't had the chance to eat here yet, then get your skates on. And for those who have, remember to use our hashtag, which is Studio Expo, to share what your favourite food venues have been so far.
And let us know about your favorite pavilions too. With over 200 to choose from, our reporter Ashna Takhtani has picked out some of her favorites, including Seychelles, Switzerland, Czech Republic and China. Let's find out more.
Weekends are the times that we most look forward to. But do you and your family struggle to come up with any plans? Well, don't worry. Stick along with me, and together let's explore the top 5 attractions that are must-visits here at Expo 2020. Become an agent of change and experience our mission possible right here at the Opportunity Pavilion. A pavilion that is as tall as 5 giraffes. Embark on a journey of 3 individuals as you learn more about how they created opportunities for those around them in the areas of water, food, and energy, all while playing fun and interactive games, learning through cool stories, and a pledge room where you get to create your very own pledges or even select 50 existing United Nations pledges and commit to make this world a better place. Come and hike through the fog at Expo 2020. Here you're going to find a hill built from recycled stone, added with high-tech sound and visuals to recreate a panoramic view from the top of a mountain. Not only that, but you also get to indulge yourself in the sweet side of Switzerland as you enjoy the delicious taste brought to you at the Switzerland Pavilion. In this lantern-shaped pavilion, explore rich culture coming together with modern-day technology. But not only that, stay here a bit longer and you'll get to experience a dazzling digital light show that will be sure to amaze you right here at the China Pavilion. Explore like a mermaid and swim like a fish as you venture to the bottom of the sea here at the Seychelles Pavilion. Get ready to go on a treasure hunt below the waves. You might find Trident's fork if you're lucky, or even a trip to Seychelles if you can get the correct answer by the end of the treasure hunt. Now, as fun and interesting as it is, it also teaches you about preservation. So it's an exciting, engaging, and educational experience all in one. Let's go! Witness water being created right out of thin air using solar-powered energy. Here at the Czech Republic Pavilion, you can see how we transform barren and arid lands like deserts into fertile lands using the power of the sun. Not only that, but you can also check out incredible pieces of artworks at the several exhibits present at the Czech Republic Pavilion. There are wonderful experiences, opportunities, and activities that await you and your family here at Expo 2020. So what are you waiting for? Head on over to Expo 2020 Dubai and witness the opportunity of a lifetime.
Our 12-year-old roving reporter Ashna Takhtani, they're giving us her top 3 pavilions to check out here at Expo 2020. I'm really looking forward to the Switzerland one because they're also celebrating their National Day showcase today. Now, our next guest started singing at an early age by joining her school bands, various projects, concerts and recordings, and has reached a crescendo here at Expo 2020.
Yeah, she performed a duet with the great musician Iyad Remawi, which included many of his most popular compositions, and she's here joining us in the studio. Welcome to the show, Sarah Bassam Darwish. Thank you for joining us.
Hello, thank you so much. First of all, I'm so glad and happy. Thank you for having me here.
Not at all. Thanks for being with us. Talk to me about the experience of sharing the stage with such a legend of music.
Well, actually, I'm glad to have this opportunity to be a part by representing my country, Syria, in this furthest part of the world. And it was a big deal for me, you know. And I'm so happy that we shared those feelings with this audience. It was a great audience, great musicians. Everything was so great. It will be unforgettable forever.
You just used that word opportunity, and that is one of the themes here at Expo 2020. Do you think that it's an opportunity that you would not have got had it not been for Expo? Has Expo given you that opportunity?
Actually, I would love to say opportunity, because it's so wonderful to be on such a stage, you know. Even though even if you did very cool things in your life, it still will be an opportunity. So great, something different, you know.
We want to know a little bit more about your background, just a little bit, because you've worked hard towards reviving the Jazrawi culture, which belongs to, you know, people from a certain part in Syria. First of all, why does this interest you so much, and how does it connect with you on a personal level?
Actually, first of all, the musical heritage of this region is varied. It's wonderful, and it's been like people started to forget about it. So it's so, you know, it has many, many musical elements. So it touched me, actually, me and my friend, he's a great musician, his name is Arijan. So we revived this culture, and because it's full of musical elements, you know. For me, it's something important, because since I first started my musical career, I started with this, with reviving the Jazrawi culture. So it means so much for me. You can see through this that it means it carries feelings for me and memories, because I started with it.
Now, Sarah, while we were getting our hair and makeup done, you know, I was lucky enough to have a little bit of a sneak peek. I heard you sing, I heard you rehearse, and my goodness, we were blown away. So while you're here, we want to watch you live in performance.
No
so
pressure.
can you sing for us, please?
Of course.
After that build-up.
Of course, my pleasure.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's do this.
I'm trying to hold my breath. Let it stay this way. Can't let this moment end. You set off a dream in me, letting louder now. Can you hear it echoing? Take my hand, will you share this with me? 'Cause darling, without you, all the shine of 1,000 spotlights, all the stars that we steal from night sky will never be enough, never be enough. These hands could hold the world, but it'll never be enough, never be enough for me. Never, 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 never for me, for me. Never enough.
Listen, if I had a big gold button here and I could press that button and send you straight through to the final, you'd be there. Absolutely nailed it.
Since it's morning time, so most of all, the voice is not warmed up, you know. So I hope it was good.
I think a few people will have recognised it as well, because that's obviously we're at the world's greatest show, and that particular number is.
I think from the world's greatest showman, I think it's the cover, never enough.
Never enough, exactly.
Sarah, it's been fantastic having you here on the show. We want to know more about you. We definitely want to see more of your performances. Could you share your social media handles so we can follow your journey a little bit more?
Of course. Instagram, Facebook, also YouTube. My name is Sarah Darwish. Sarah Darwish. It's in Arabic and English. S-A-R-A-H. Sarah.
Fantastic, beautiful voice. Sarah, it's been an absolute pleasure
having
you here on our show. Thank you so much, and we wish you all the very best.
Thank you so much, my dear.
Extraordinary. Brilliant.
After the break, we take a closer look at the country with 7,000 lakes. Stay tuned.
First ever Global Business Forum, ASEAN, will explore exciting business prospects emerging across the region. The high-level forum, taking place at Expo 2020 Dubai, provides an ideal platform for businesses to network, boost their global profile, and discuss key trends reshaping the economic bloc's future.
From farmers' fields to city streets, oceans and seas to starry skies, our world is changing. And so are we. We are researching, discovering, and innovating. We are learning, collaborating, and empowering. And we are doing it for the future of the planet, the future of the people, and the future of what's possible. We are inspiring a world of change.
So, when you think of Switzerland, majestic mountains like the Matterhorn, or quaint chalets and spectacular skiing, I'm sure they spring to mind. Thankfully for us, though, the country has brought a bit of its famous landscape right here to the heart of Dubai.
Switzerland has often been the first country to confirm their participation at Expo 2020. Our very own Katie Jensen spoke with the Switzerland ambassador to the UAE and Bahrain, His Excellency Massimo Baghi, about the power World Expos possess to shape global messages. Let's have a look.
The Switzerland Pavilion here at Expo 2020 Dubai is quickly becoming one of the most popular sites on the entire location. Visitors can enjoy hiking through the Swiss Alps, check out the very best of Swiss innovation, and indulge in a fabulous Swiss cheese platter with some of the best views in the entire site. Today, I'm delighted to be joined by the Switzerland ambassador to the UAE and Bahrain, His Excellency Massimo Baghi. Thank you so much for your time, Ambassador.
Pleasure.
So I was really interested to discover that Switzerland was actually the first country to confirm their participation here at Expo 2020 Dubai. How important is this event to Switzerland? What does it mean to you being involved?
It is very important for us. By the way, we are the first to confirm for this Expo, but we have been the first also for the previous Expos. We do that because we believe very much in Expos. We believe that Expo are the best way to shape a few messages that we absolutely need to do in the future. So this is one of these mega events that give us this opportunity to do that, because everybody is here. We have the government, we have the NGOs, we have the companies, we have the families and the children. So this is absolutely a unique platform that we have to do that.
Can I ask what those messages are, what the message is that you want to give to the world?
We participate in almost all thematic weeks of the Expo. You know that we have these thematic weeks for the first time. We participate in all of them. And through our participation and the network that we managed to create at that occasions, we shape new ideas. For example, on environmental related issues, on health-related issues. And this is the work that we do, and it is absolutely unique to be able to do that in such mega events.
Absolutely, very exciting to be a part of an event like this, I'm sure. Now, I want to ask you about the pavilion specifically. It really is stunning. I had a look at it a couple of weeks ago, and I love being able to go for this virtual hike. You have this beautiful mist surrounding you. I mentioned a little bit earlier some of the indulgences, the delicacies you can enjoy there. What is your personal favourite of the pavilion? I know part of it was inspired by the Bedouin tents of the UAE.
Absolutely, and by the way, I thank you for wearing the colors of the Swiss pavilion. It's a beautiful pavilion, you're right, it works very well. I think that we have been able to catch the attention of the people through this beautiful facade that we have. We call it reflections, because you can reflect yourself into the facade, but also because you have the opportunity to think about issues, about innovations. We go from tradition to innovation. So we take the people through this emotional part, and then we bring them to this hiking up in the Swiss mountains through a sea of fog, a real sea of fog. That means first you get a little bit lost, but then you are reassured because you emerge from the sea of fog in a wonderful, stunning landscape up in the Swiss mountains. This is the emotional part of the pavilion, but then we take you into the future, into innovation, and this is also what is very important for Switzerland, because Switzerland is one of the most innovative countries in the world. So the pavilion takes you through all of that, and then of course we will finish with chocolate and cheese, and I think that through the Swiss pavilion you get an excellent introduction into what is Switzerland, what was Switzerland, and what we want to be in the future.
So almost out of time, I want to ask you final question. What would be your key takeaway? We are now a month in to Expo 2020 Dubai. What would you feel is the main highlight or the main message we've seen?
That the people need to get together.
Yeah.
You know, eventually when we started to prepare for this Expo 4 years ago, we had the impression that connecting people, creating the future was a kind of a very, general message. And then after the pandemic, we realized that this is absolutely essential. And this is also an occasion for us to promote the Expo not only here in the UAE, but also back home in Switzerland. And if everybody is doing that, this Expo will become really the major global event that we want and that we need.
Absolutely. We're here in the New York Times has already called it this week a world-class World Expo. Well, Your Excellency, thank you so much for your time today. Really appreciate your thoughts and hope to see you again here soon.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
It is a stunning pavilion. Do not be put off by the queues. I know they've got big queues out there, but you get given an umbrella to shade you from the sun anyway. But I was down there on Wednesday. It is just a beautiful pavilion. So
I just saw some clips online and it looks absolutely stunning. You can even hear the sounds of the Swiss mountains as you walk past and really experience. It's an immersive experience of all the Swiss landscapes and things like that. I really need to check it out. Lucky you, Tom.
Yeah, no, it's good. It was really good. Just don't go dressed in your ski kit because you'll get too warm, okay? And now with an experience that will have you feeling like you're taking a refreshing hike in the Alps and ending with a sample of Swiss cheese and chocolates. It's no surprise the Switzerland Pavilion is one of the most popular pavilions right here at Expo 2020.
Yes, whilst the outside is an invitingly unique facade covered with mirrors, the inside gives you an emotional journey through Switzerland that many visitors are finding quite enchanting. Let's take a look at the pavilion for ourselves.
name is Manuel Salkli. I'm the Commissioner General and the Director of the Swiss Pavilion at Expo 2020 Dubai. I'm very happy to be here. Actually, I think the site is just spectacular. What the United Arab Emirates have built and put in place here for the participants is just spectacular. And the Swiss Pavilion is blessed because we have been full more or less from the first day of Expo until today. You know, we have been clever enough to lay out this red carpet and have a very attractive facade for the people to play with and reflect in. And I think that has drawn a lot of audience to the Swiss Pavilion. And to my big surprise, actually, despite the heat, in the beginning of Expo it was very hot, Expo still managed to draw a lot of visitors, especially on weekends, but also during the week. So we're very happy. We have been running almost at full capacity. And by today or by yesterday, I think we have about 135,000 visitors who have already seen our pavilion. The key elements is like we work like in a theater play. We work with 3 acts. We are here standing on the first act, the red carpet and the reflecting facade. Once the people enter the pavilion, they will discover, after crossing a sea of fog, they will discover the beautiful landscape and the destinations that Switzerland has to offer. Then they walk through a space that we worked together with Schindler, our main partner, a very high space, a very artistic interpretation of how the transportation in the cities of tomorrow will look like. The last of the exhibition room is very interesting because it's changing on a regular basis. We adapt content in our innovation fountains to the focus weeks of Expo, to the program for people and planet. And together with our partners, we also curate the exhibition room that is dedicated for partners. Last but not least, and very important as we found out for many visitors, is the fact that they can buy the world famous Sprüngli chocolates and pralines and taste some good coffee. What you can expect is the official program that we do together with Expo, a speech of our president, of the Swiss Confederation. He will be accompanied by members of parliament. What we try to come up with is a small surprise. We do not come with folkloristic music from Switzerland, but we bring circus to Dubai. Many people might not know that there is even a circus school. So what we have done, we work together with the Circus Festival in Switzerland and students of the circus school, proposing a program of 20 minutes in the Al-Wasl Dome. Switzerland has been the first country to confirm its participation. So together with Expo, actually along the way, we did promote Expo, we did communicate Expo. So it has been a very special relation from the first day onwards. And for me personally, it is special because I have the honor to chair the steering committee representing the 192 countries, which is a particular joy for me actually to be able to be in close contact and try to resolve issues if there are any together with Expo. The site here is just spectacular. It's very big, it's very beautiful, and it's the first Expo with a truly international audience. The people working in Dubai already, they come from all parts of the world, and we will have a lot of tourists flying in, which makes this Expo actually a truly global World Expo.
Nice piece. Now, after the break, we'll enjoy Switzerland's National Day Showcase. I wonder which of the 4 official languages they'll be using today. We'll find out next. See you soon.
What makes a better world? A better world is a world where all human beings can thrive. A more tolerant, caring, harmonious world. A world where every action counts. Where women and girls can share their vision and achieve their dreams. A world where they can thrive. Because when women thrive, humanity thrives. the Women's Pavilion by Expo 2020 in collaboration with Cartier.
Love it. Welcome back. Now, before the break, Tom mentioned that the Swiss have 4 national languages that includes French, German, Italian and Romansh. I wonder how many languages our reporter Faris speaks, you think?
Indeed, yeah. I think we can cross live to him at the moment. We'll wait for Faris, in fact, because we are just hearing that the National Day Showcase is just around the corner. So we're just waiting to see who is going to be arriving. Looking forward to this one because, as you can see, the car's now arriving with the first of the dignitaries, representatives of the UAE and, of course, Switzerland. And as you can see there, we have none other than His Excellency Sheikh Nahyan Mubarak Al-Nahyan, the Minister of Tolerance and Coexistence. Also the Commissioner General of the Expo 2020 Dubai, who will be making his way out to the stage of nations. This is a journey that he has performed more than once. He knows his way around here, that is for sure, His Excellency. He's been a great advocate of all things Expo 2020, just waiting for the Swiss delegation to arrive at.
Absolutely. We're expecting His Excellency Federal Councillor Guy Parmelin, and hopefully we'll get to see the First Lady as well. Guy Parmelin is the President of the Swiss Confederation and His Excellency. And I believe that's him arriving right now.
I think the Swiss national emblem, the national flag, which in itself is unique, isn't it? It's only one of 2 countries, Switzerland and the Vatican, that have a square flag. Most flags are, of course, rectangular, but the Swiss unique in the sense that they have a square flag, and that flag is renowned the world over. And there is the aforementioned president making his way out of his vehicle, when he'll be met by His Excellency and the UAE delegation. The welcomes there for Guy Parmelin.
His Excellency Guy Parmelin meeting with His Excellency Sheikh Nahyan Mubarak Al-Nahyan, Minister of Tolerance and Coexistence and Commissioner General of Expo 2020.
So what they'll do now is they'll make their way into the Leadership Pavilion, where they'll go through the Leadership Pavilion. They will stop for a selfie, an official photograph, which will take place at the photograph wall to mark the occasion. That is a dedicated Leadership Pavilion, which will then lead out to the Stage of Nations, which itself is at the heart of the Al Wasl Dome, which is that thing on screen there, and of course the backdrop to our studio set here. And you couldn't wait for a better, you couldn't ask for a better setting, could you?
You cannot, absolutely not. And Switzerland has had the longest trade relationship with the UAE, so it'll be interesting to see through Expo 20 what new collaborations can come out of it, especially with the president over here, along with the First Lady and the UAE dignitaries.
Yeah,
so that's the Al Wasl Dome.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, the trade links between the two are, of course, well established, as is the tourism between the two. We know a lot of people from the UAE, both nationals, Emiratis, and of course residents and citizens here travel to Switzerland for the famed air. The air of Switzerland is second to none, whether you be up in the Alps or elsewhere.
Absolutely. Now, UAE is Switzerland's most important trade partner. And now in December 2020 alone, these were the figures: 16.6 billion investments and an annual bilateral trade worth 21 billion. It's absolutely fascinating. There are over 200 Swiss companies registered here in the UAE, and many of them use the UAE as a hub for exports, not just in the region, but beyond as well. So it's absolutely breathtaking. And we have our dignitaries out there at Al Wasl Dome, and where the National Day Showcase is expected to commence any second now.
We'll be live to it, that's for sure. I'll tell you one thing I do love about the Swiss is they practice what they preach. Because you ask a lot of people, I say Switzerland, what word do you think? A lot of people say penknives, a lot of people say cheese, a lot of people say skiing, etc. Chocolate is high on the list. Swiss chocolate is renowned the world over. But I say they practice what they preach because the Swiss are the top consumers of chocolate in the world as well per capita. They consume more chocolate than anyone else. So not only do they create, they also consume, and good on them. But they've got those mountains.
I don't know how accurate these figures are, but I've heard that every person consumes up to 10.3 kgs of Swiss chocolate per year. I'm not sure how they derived to this figure, and I don't want to know either, but then it is quite interesting, isn't it? And Swiss chocolate is just delicious. When I think of Swiss, I think of cheese and chocolate. I know, sounds too cliche. But did you know that Switzerland is also actually an extremely popular destination for filmmakers, especially in Bollywood? It's almost a little bit of a cliche, because there'll be a scene of the hero and heroine walking past the streets of Mumbai and cut to Switzerland. They'll be skiing down the Alps. It's almost in every Bollywood movie since the 70s, probably. It's a very, very popular destination for filmmakers. And why wouldn't it be? I mean, it's absolutely breathtaking, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a lovely country. Landlocked, of course, and what's unique about it is that they've been great competitors and, of course, former winners in the America's Cup sailing competition, which obviously travels around the world. A lot of people go, hang on, if you're a landlocked nation, how on earth do you have sea sailing, etc.? But again, it's sort of representative of the brand that is Switzerland, the money that is generated out of Switzerland as well. It's not the cheapest of places to live, work and play, that's for sure, but it is one of the most...
It's not the cheapest, but it also has, it's one of the most well-paid countries. The standard of living is very high, and even the job security is meant to be one of the highest in the world. And I think that just goes to show you how stable the economy in Switzerland usually is, which is quite remarkable.
Yeah. As we mentioned, I mean, we've got some great reports there about the Swiss Pavilion. Do get yourself to the Swiss Pavilion if you get the opportunity. It is a wonder of design, of construction, of marketing. A lot of people are talking about the queues outside, but you're well looked after in those queues, and it is well worth it. And they've got lovely little restaurants on the top as well. So get yourself over to the pavilion. Oh, hang on, we got flag wavers out there in the crowd. People bedecked in the national colours of Switzerland today. I obviously didn't get the memo. I wore blue today. I should have been wearing red and white, shouldn't I?
I'm wearing green and pink today. But it's interesting to see the dignitaries walking through the Leadership Pavilion. The National Day Showcase should commence any minute now. It'll be interesting to see the performances that they put up. A little birdie told me that we're expecting a performance from the Mirage.
Yeah, I expect dance. That's what I expect. We got a sort of little bit of a teaser earlier on, didn't we? The fact that the pavilions celebrate all things circus, something that I was unaware of until earlier today, that the roots and the traditions of circus being celebrated in Switzerland. There we are. Rima Al-Hashmi joining His Excellency and, of course, the Federal Councillor.
Along with Sheikh Nahyan Mubarak Al Nahyan, Minister of Tolerance and Coexistence and Commissioner General of Expo 2020. They're standing for a photo op.
Masks
off.
Yeah.
This is a historic moment indeed.
One with the masks on, one with the masks off. Now, of course, the rest of the delegations join. And what they'll do from here is they'll make their way out of the Leadership Pavilion, and then they'll make their way over to the area just behind us. In fact, they come out of the Leadership Pavilion, which is located just to our right from our broadcast position, and then they'll wander round to take their spots. There will be the ceremonial flag raising, national anthems of both countries
This is indeed a very proud moment, especially since Switzerland was the first of the 192 countries to confirm its participation in Expo 2020, bringing you the beauty and innovation and ideas for a sustainable future that this beautiful country has to offer. For 8 consecutive years, Switzerland has ranked the most innovative country in the world in the Global Innovation Index. Truly remarkable.
Famously peaceful as well, famously independent, don't get involved in wrangles and disputes the world over. They are great mediators as well and hold a key role at the United Nations amongst many other organisations the world over. It's going to be a good one, and one thing's for sure, we are on time. It's Switzerland,
yes,
after all, isn't it? So renowned for their timekeeping, renowned for their timepieces as well, and we can guarantee that they will be on time for this National Day showcase. Not so much a parade, but just a celebration of all things Swiss.
I mean, you can really see the excitement in the air, people standing with their flags, excited to see the dignitaries from Switzerland and of course the royals from the UAE as well, all gathered at the Al Wasl Dome, which we can see just right behind our studio. It's actually a lot busier when you look outside our window than what you can see on screen.
Here comes the 2 respective delegations. They'll be making their way through to their spaces. In fact, we can cross down now live to the Stage of Nations as we get ready for this, the Swiss National Day Showcase.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. ضيوفنا الكرام، نرجو من الجميع الوقوف والترحيب بفخامة الرئيس جي بارميلان رئيس الاتحاد السويسري، ومعالي الشيخ نهيان بن مبارك آل نهيان وزير التسامح والتعايش والمفوض العام لإكسبو 2020 دبي إلى مسرح الأمم. Good morning, honored guests. Please stand and welcome His Excellency Federal Councillor Guy Parmelin, President of the Swiss Confederation, and His Excellency Sheikh Nahyan bin Mbarak Al Nahyan, Minister of Tolerance and Coexistence and Commissioner General of Expo 2020 Dubai, to the Stage of Nations.